Nation. How the hell y'all feeling right now?
Yo, this is Neville Gallimore from the Dallas Cowboys, and I want to give a major shout out to Mike Tag. Keep bringing the hype to the Cowboys Nation. We love and appreciate it. Now, can you dig it?
What is up, Cowboys Nation? It's Mike Tag and Kelly K9. We're back in the house. We're feeling pretty good, but I'm terrible at this. So make sure if you guys just jump in, I'm seeing people joining. Make sure you hit that like button. It's so important for us. And also, if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe. Now we got all the formalities out of the way. Kelly, are you still recovering from that weekend, man? I was taking a nap before we just came on.
Definitely still recovering, man. That was a long weekend, man. It was fast and furious, and it was full of good memories, good times. A lot of alcoholic beverages involved as well, but made it out of Dallas, made it back home. Yeah, I'm still recovering though. I'm definitely still a little hurting from that. The voice finally bounced back. I had lost my voice. It was kind of high up and squeaky and everything, but man, what a good time, man. I mean, we had such a great turnout at the tailgate. So many people showed up, man. Saw so many new faces and got to talk with people. And man, it was just a great turnout, even better than what I expected.
No, it was. I mean, it exceeded expectations, and hopefully everyone had a good time. And there's so many names. I don't want to miss not one person. So you guys know who you are, especially people that donated. Some, donated very, very generously to help us out, and we certainly appreciate it. It was a lot of effort. I think you guys understand. I don't think Kelly and I knew what we were getting into. I know sure the hell Mark didn't know what he was getting into when he signed up.
Mark had no idea.
So, and Fred as well, but it was just, it was a bucket list thing, I think, for me, and I'm sure for Kelly. And I know talking to Fred, it was something he always wanted to do. So it was just one of those things that, it was great. Now, the problem is, we made some videos, we got some stuff going. There's a lot of hype around, a lot of excitement. So the first question is, hey, man, we're coming there October 1st. You guys going to do it again? And I had to be kind to everyone and say, no, I can't. I wouldn't be alive if I did that 9 times a year. So we're going to do it next year. But we're going to get even better, right, Kel?
Yeah, the tailgate. I mean, it may take 365 to recover from that. To be honest with you guys, man, that was I don't know if y'all seen the size of the bottle of tequila that we brought there, but there was another bottle that got brought and opened. There was people giving shots at 1800. I think at one point I took a shot of some moonshine. We had like maybe 2.5 hours of sleep on Saturday night, and then we were out there again on Sunday, and we were getting it done. Fred had the grill going, we had the tailgate going, we had the drinks going. And then me and Mike go into the stadium, we're watching the game, we're yelling at the top of our lungs, we're cheering on the Cowboys as they put a beat down on the New York Jets. Yeah, it's just a thing of beauty. But man, I tell you what, it is hard, man. I felt like that was a full-time job. We were on our feet for a very long time. I was running on fumes at the end of the day, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, we were 2 hours of sleep, almost up 24 hours. So it was good. But, we're going to get into some stuff, but we got a special guest, that hopefully some of you guys were able to meet. I know, I think he had too good of a time at Bombshells because he didn't make it out to the tailgate. But we're going to get into some stories because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. But let's welcome Eugene, the Hit Machine Lockhart. He's on location somewhere. Looks like he's having a good time with Coach John. How's it going, guys?
Yes, sir. How you doing, young man? How y'all doing?
We are
really well, really well.
It's good to see you guys again. So I see you guys made it home, huh? Man, y'all look bad. I know y'all some white guys, but y'all look pale white.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all really tired, huh?
let me just say, for me, I've had nothing but water since Monday morning. I haven't drinking anything else, man. I'm trying to recover and trying to recoup. Man, I'm getting old, man. I was like, I try to say I hadn't done that kind of stuff since I was a kid, so it was tough to recover. But
man,
hey, you had a good time.
But I'll tell you guys, man, you guys make the game. You guys, the events before the games. I'm talking about the following that we have as far as Cowboys Cave and the true fans that supports Cowboys fans. I'm talking about you guys. Cowboys Cave, I'll be damned. You are America's Cave team. Yes, sir. And I'm just glad to be a part of it, man. You guys have so much fun, man, and I love you guys, and thank you for letting us be a part of this.
Absolutely.
But Mike, I told you as well, the next time you put up a sign and you don't have my name on it, we'll have some problems.
Well, we're going to have thank God I didn't put your name on it. It would have been a laughing stock at the tailgate. You were nowhere to be found. You were sitting there.
Yeah, but I was on the way.
I know you called me up at 3:00 saying, "Hey, where's the 10 at?" I say, "Man, Eugene, I'm inside, man. There's a game's gonna be starting. We can't miss this game
that early. Who goes to the game that early, man?"
Eugene had a little bit too much fun with us the night before celebrating the bombshell.
Believe me, it was a bombshell.
Bombshell.
But hey, I want to talk. Let me interrupt right quick. I want to introduce you guys, Cowboy Cave and Cowboy Cave fan, to a very, very special friend of mine. We've been friends for some 33 years now. Ever since his little son was a little bitty baby growing up, we used to throw him on top of the ceiling and everything. But this is John Villarreal. I know we talk about the Cowboys, how they have rebuilt a team, and we see the general managers, how they have come together and they put together this great team, offensively and defensive special teams, and now they're champions. This is what the kind of friendship we have built, but this is what my friend here, John Villarreal, does every single day. Y'all give me a moment to let you introduce John Villarreal. Tell them about yourself and what you do.
Absolutely. Well, I started out in architectural engineering. I'm a site developer. And so I developed from ground up restaurants, primarily Italian restaurants.
Good choice.
I'm also an ADA consultant. Been doing that for about 20 years. So I go around Texas and the country doing assessments, primarily hospitality, which is hotels. So if anybody out there gets in trouble with ADA, making sure that they're compliant, I'm the guy to call it. Access plan review is our business, and JVCAD as well. So talk to them about the offense, how you be building offenses, and how you should take, how you should be. Let's go that way. We'll wait till we get to offense, and then we'll talk about it. All right. About the offense, absolutely. No, it's business. If I go on the business side, I always used to look at it like if you throw a beach ball into a swimming pool, wherever that beach ball blows, that's kind of what business as an entrepreneur does, and you try to build it that way. And then, so in practice makes perfect, man. And so I've been very fortunate, extremely fortunate to meet a lot of wonderful people, Eugene along the way. And his photo lab was 3 doors down from my company at the time.
But anyway, but let's get to some Dallas Cowboys. Hey, let's get to some Cowboys.
I want to make sure Coach John is at the next tailgate party. That way he can chaperone Eugene to make sure he's there on time. That's what I like.
I can tell you I tried.
I'll be there, baby.
I can tell you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, but getting into the game, we'll do a little quick recap of Sunday, because it was nice, and the defense and what we're seeing again, and Kelly, definitely want you to jump in. Kelly was right next to me watching this beatdown, but I mean, what are you guys thinking of this defense and how real it is? Kelly, go ahead and start us off, and then guys, we want to get your opinion too.
I mean, the defense is it's only been 2 games, obviously, but this is something it's sustainable. Obviously, you see what this defense is doing, and people will sit there and they'll say, well, it was the Giants, It was the Jets. They'll tend to do that. But here's the thing. If the Giants and Jets, who both, I might add, have a win against one against the Buffalo Bills, the other against Cardinals. So they're both 1-1 right now. But let's just say that they turn out to be, terrible teams. Well, what do the great teams do? The great teams completely annihilate the bad teams and leave no doubt. The Cowboys left no doubt in both of those games. Neither one of those games were in doubt. Micah Parsons was on his A game. You had, Curse on it, Curse with the pick. We, again, 4 turnovers, 5 sacks, back-to-back games of 5 sacks. I mean, this defense is just a complete wrecking ball. And it's right now, it's the strength of the team is that offense. But there's been a lot of talk about, complementary football. Our defense complements our offense. And I personally, for one, I love it. I love to see the passion of Dan Quinn. You see him up there rooting his guys on from the box when they're making big plays. And, he deserves a lot of the credit, too, for how he has built this defense into what it is today. So, man, I couldn't be more excited about this defense than I am, because every week I'm probably more excited to watch the defense than the offense. And I don't remember the last time that's happened with the Cowboys.
Had been since Eugene was on the field laying people out
sir.
for me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. But what do you guys think of the Cowboys, where we're at? I know it's only 2 weeks. We slapped a couple teams around. What are you guys thinking?
Well, I think that, in my opinion, it's a fitting frenzy. The defense looks extremely quick. There's very good gap control. I don't see any mistakes being made. Now, you can look at it from a coach's standpoint. Defenses always gel first. Period. Yeah, they're out there hunting, and that's what they do. But when it becomes a fitting frenzy, then it becomes an offense, because now you can capitalize on turnovers. You start making mistakes on the offensive side because you really don't know where it's coming. And Micah Parsons is amazing. The guy's big and he's quick. You can't double him. If you do, you're in trouble.
And I'll tell you what, man. Yeah. You've always heard the expression was defense win championships.
Oh yeah.
If the championship was the last 2 weeks, the Dallas Cowboys win. The defense, let me tell you about the defense. They're so exciting. They want to always be on the field. And when you see those guys line up like Parsons, and I know the guy from the Jets, he had to use the restroom on himself many times, because Parsons was across from the guy, and he couldn't wait to rush him.
Yeah.
Because he was going to show him something different every single time. And this guy was sitting back on his heels, trying to figure out what the next move was. And again, he'd be surprised every time. Not only Parsons, but the entire team. And when you see a team that gels together, a defensive team that gels together, like all 11, it's not one play that I watched, whereas everybody wasn't trying to get to the ball.
Yeah.
Everybody was trying to get to that quarterback. And I thought it was a damn high school against a pro team. And when you get that type of excitement, and then you got the fans that's yelling, that beat them Jets, and then you turn on the Jets, what do you get? You get a hell of a defense that's getting ready to win, baby. We're going to turn the Jets on not only last Sunday, but for the next 15 weeks. Go, Cowboys! Beat them ass!
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I needed to tell you. We had the hype going.
Yeah, see, Eugene, we could have used that for the hype video when we're getting.
I know.
Out there. I mean, people running through a big. You know what though? Listen. In the end of it, I think if you would have brought that kind of hype, man, I mean, there might have been people just bull rushing through other people's tailgates. I mean, I don't know if they're ready for that kind of hype.
No, we need to give them a little bit more time.
A whole nother year to build up that kind of hype.
Yeah, but I tell you, it was the very first play. Tank Lawrence, when he busted through and absolutely annihilated, Breece Hall. And then Kelly and I talked about one thing that we were concerned about. You were seeing Zach Wilson kind of scrambling around, and Kelly looked over to me and said, "Man, we better get a spy on him. J-Rod Curse better, they better do something." Next thing you know, J-Rod Curse spy on him, laid him out when he ran, and he didn't run again. I mean, the defense is physical. The defense is just fighting for each other. And I think sometimes they used to say the offense fuels the I think the defense fuels the offense, and getting that mentality of their offense is getting that physical mentality. And I just think it's exciting.
Not only that, when you got a defense, let's say the offense had that type of enthusiasm, they would fuel the fans, okay? Because if you want to win championship, you need everybody to be involved. You need the offense to be clicking. You need the defense to be going there and get turnovers. How many turnovers? We had 4 or 5 turnovers this week. 4 or 5 sacks. When you get that, now everybody believing they can get to the football. And then on offense, everybody want the football. So when you get that, when everybody is a part of it, you can't help but win. Yeah. It's hard to lose when you got everybody involved. The fans are screaming, and and you got the Cowboy Caves members in there, and they looking all cute and fine and ready to go. And I tell you what, you guys, that's why you're tired, because you guys brought the energy. Y'all brought the energy when y'all got off them Jets, baby.
No. Well, and it was good. But one thing I want to do, I want to transition to something real quick, because now I want to talk about the Cardinals. But more importantly, Eugene, you haven't been on to meet one of our special Cowboys Cave guests, and he's a Vegas insider. And I'm telling you, he's on Mondays, but we bring him on Thursdays, just kind of do a quick recap. This man is 12-1 against the spread. He's having a huge year. If you guys want to make a little scuttle, want to have a nice little weekend, maybe take your lady out to a fine rrestaurant, you got to listen to this man. And I'm talking about Uncle Cheech. Uncle Cheech, how are you doing today?
What's up, bro?
What's up, Uncle Cheech? Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Cheech?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Not as good as you, but I'm doing good.
Well, let's look at it with Uncle Cheech and Eugene and Coach John. If you got any questions on his picks, but Uncle Cheech, run through your picks one quick time for all our supporters and all our gamblers who want to make a little scuttle this weekend. What you got?
Okay, for those of you that don't catch the Monday night show, suggest to your host that they put my picks on so you can get in on it. Number one.
We're doing that.
Well, good.
Let's go on. Come on, bring it on, baby.
All right. My first pick's going to be Denver at Miami. I'm going to take Miami minus the 7. Miami won 2 road games. Now they'll be at home. The Heat should be enough to take care of Denver.
I like it.
And Denver's not playing that good. Denver's not playing real good football right now anyway.
No, they lost a heartbreaker to Washington.
Man, they did. Just telling you. And making the quarterback and the new coach they don't look too good right now.
No, they don't.
That's Deshaun Watson and what's the coach name?
Sean Payton.
Yeah, Sean Payton.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah. I'm glad the Cowboys didn't recruit him too hard.
Well, I tell you, and I was in on Russell Wilson. I was one of those guys that wouldn't have been upset if we got him, but thank God that didn't work out.
Yeah, really, man. Thank God.
You ought to thank God.
What do you got for your next one?
Okay, it's going to be Houston at Jacksonville. I'm going to take Jacksonville minus the 9. They were in the red zone 3 times, got shut down. I think Peterson's going to get all that squared away. And Houston's not Kansas City.
No.
I think Jacksonville at home will cover easily.
Now, Eugene, what do you think about that? You're a Houston guy. What's your thoughts on Houston? You think are they ready or they're not ready yet? They're still building?
Well, I think it's going to be a while for Houston become the Houston of the old time, like when we had Earl Campbell and Warren Moon.
Yeah.
And I guess they're in a rebuilding state of mind. But man, it just doesn't seem like anything is going well for them. I really hate they fired the coach after 1 year last year. Yeah. I thought he was a guy who could really bring that team together and gain some continuity. But unfortunately, they're changing like they're changing every year, doing something different. And if they don't hurry up and build some continuity and build some team camaraderie, they'll always be the Houston of old, which is not that good.
Not the Houston you watched.
Yeah, it's the same. Everybody looks at it as same old Houston, same old Houston. But
Yeah, we had a saying. I'm a Miami Hurricane fan, and whenever we play Temple, with the Temple fans would just say "same old Temple" every time we're dropping 50 on them. So
yeah.
So
I didn't know you the Miami. Why are you a Miami Hurricane fan?
Oh, I grew up in South Florida.
Did you? Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
That says it all.
No, that says, and I mean, the U in the 80s, late 80s.
Yeah.
And 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta tell that's the Michael Irvin, Michael Irvin days.
Yeah, I remember Michael Irvin when he was in high school at St. Thomas. He actually started at Piper, and he had he got in trouble in high school because they thought St. Thomas was recruiting him.
Damn.
Yeah. So I know Michael. I know the history of Michael Irvin way back when, but he was.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
but hey, I tell you what, you would never find a better guy, a better athlete, a more loving and kind guy than Michael Irvin. I'm talking about he puts his heart in everything that he does, even though sometimes we don't always do it right, Mike. We put our heart into it, though, baby.
His heart's in the right spot. I remember one time, I'll tell you what Michael Irvin, he tweeted about a fight. There was a very bad score in the fight. And so I said, man, they need to, they must be on drugs. And he retweeted, he goes, well, I'm not going to say that, but it was a bad decision. Let's just say that.
That was a good one.
But Uncle Cheech, what is your upset of the week? This is one where like I tell the people, this is if you got some extra money you want to throw it down, but this is one of those I wouldn't bet the house on it. But what are you thinking?
My upset's going to be Mississippi plus 6.5.
What?
At Alabama.
What?
Alabama's been in trouble. What do you guys think about that? I need my
They had a hard
experts.
time against South Florida up here.
They did.
I tell you what, man. I tell you what, Bama is not the team of old. Their talent is not nowhere near what it is accustomed to being. And I tell you what, they're not getting those athletes anymore. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know. I just don't understand why they're becoming a team that anybody feel like they can go in there and beat them. And Texas and all these other teams.
Yeah, baby, hook 'em horns. I saw that somewhere over there. Yeah. You
got to worry about Alabama and what they're going to do in the future here.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing that you have too at Alabama, I think, with the NIL and the money that Alabama, people got to remember, Alabama's not a rich school. They don't have the deepest pockets like Texas
Alabama does. You should. How much they coach making?
Yeah,
the coach is making a lot, but they don't have they don't have that oil money, man. I'm telling you, they don't have the oil money. Look at a lot of the the Alabama it's a blue collar kind of school. So I'm just saying they don't have that money that these other schools have, and they've lost a lot of guys. Miami got a big lineman from there, and some other schools they've lost a lot of their athletes. So Nick Saban's going to have to adjust it.
Absolutely. But when you have Nick Saban over there, I can't bet against Nick. He'll turn that around somehow. The plus 6.5. Wow. I don't know.
I'll tell you the problem. I'll tell you the problem with Nick turning around now. He does a commercial with a guy, with a guy who's really turned it around up there in Colorado.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
yes sir. So if Nick wants some hints, he needs to talk to Dion before
they're going to get a rude awakening this week.
Oh, Dion's getting a rude awakening this week.
He's going to get a rude awakening
August, right?
Week.
Yeah. What do you think, Eugene?
22-point favorites, and they let that other team take them into overtime.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's what they thought about TCU. That's what they thought about everybody. But again, hey, let me tell you something. Forget them spreads. You better look at what Dion's doing and what he's got that team doing. So the spreads ain't like they used to be against Colorado.
No.
You better rethink that, Unc, if you want to keep your streak going. Huh? You remember I told you this day.
Eugene said it.
I'm not
telling you. Okay, then.
I tell you what, that team believes. And, when you have a team that believes in your system, bought into the system, and is with the coach, those boys will go through a wall for him.
Oh, absolutely.
So you feel it too, and the fans feel. It's an energy. It's an energy he's got, and heck, it's going to be a good one. But we'll see, because there's a lot of people out there saying, well, they haven't met the good teams yet. Okay,
he's doing a good job, though. I got to hand it to him.
That's what they're saying about the Cowboys. That's what they're saying about the Cowboys right now. Well, they ain't played nobody.
Yeah, they ain't
played nobody. Well, hell, what if they got beat? I'll tell you what. Yep. I don't know that there's a bad team in the NFL. I know every football team has got some healthy athletes. So on any given day, anybody can get beat.
That's right.
So all that talk you talking about, well, they ain't played nobody. You get your ass out there and see what you do if we do you out playing against you. Yes, sir.
I have to agree with you. And but hey, I'm not going to argue with a man who's 12-1. He's put a lot of money in my pocket. How do you think I make it out to all these games? I got season tickets. It's because I listen to Uncle Cheech. So Uncle Cheech, your lock of the week. Your lock of the week. Give us your lock of the week. This is undefeated on the lock of the week.
That's going to be Carolina at Seattle. I'm taking Seattle -4.5.
Can't argue with that.
Yep.
Carolina traveling across country. Rookie quarterback. Seattle's playing pretty good.
Yeah, they're doing some really good things up there. They run the ball, they throw the ball. But I think the most impressive thing they're doing, they're playing really good defense. And special teams are really helping them out a lot too. So I'll go with you there, Uncle.
There we
Uncle
go.
Cheeks.
There you go.
Uncle Cheeks.
Uncle Cheech is in the house, man.
I went and took a picture of it already. I took a picture of it because I'm putting the in with my bookie right now.
There you
I'm
go.
placing all these bets because I'm gonna win some money, Uncle Cheech.
Now, Coach John, are you a Texas Longhorn fan?
Oh, absolutely, 100% since 1969.
All right,
so, yeah, absolutely.
All right, my man Kelly has something to say about that.
Oh, well, here we go. Let's see what you got to say. Oh, look at you. Hey, everyone else is a shadow to Big UT. You know that. Especially down there over at College Station. They're just a shadow.
Well, hey, the one thing I'll remind you, Coach,
yes,
is back in, I don't know, what was it, 1991, there was a time Miami played them in the Cotton Bowl, and one of your guys was talking a little smack, and Miami absolutely annihilated them. I think we had 250 personal penalty yards against us, and we still were glad of you. You remember that game?
Yeah, vaguely, but yeah, of course.
Texas is looking good. Texas is looking good, man. They look like they're back, and they are looking solid for real.
I tell you that they're loaded at quarterback, huh?
Oh yeah.
Well, it's about time. I mean, he's finally coming. I think that he's coming of age. I'm going to say that, and he's accurate. He's just, if he continues that, we're good. We're good to go. So
no,
they got the depth. I'm talking about the depth. They got Peyton. They got the Peyton. They got the one of the Peyton boys there. Yeah. So they are loaded for depth wise, but their recruiting season was probably one of the best they had in a long time as well. And they. When you look at that team, they look like the Alabama teams of old. It's like it's switched now.
Yeah.
So if they can continue to recruit like that, but they will help coaching. That coach has really got them playing together. Everybody's behind them. So hey,
I'm happy to see some fresh team. See some new blood up there. You know what I mean?
Sir.
I don't want to see the same old things, but Uncle Cheech, we appreciate you stopping in.
All right.
We got the picks. Everyone, you guys know what to do, and Uncle Cheech will be back on Monday to recap and give the picks for next week. So, Uncle Cheech, have a great weekend.
Bet one team.
One team.
One team. No parlays. None of that business. One team. You would have tripled your money already if you would have played my lock from the beginning.
Yeah.
Triple.
And they'll learn, Uncle Cheech. Nice. They'll learn. They're just like I'm gonna learn about the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. You already told them, and they didn't believe you. You done told them.
He's not allowed to pick Cowboys games.
Uncle Cheese is not allowed to pick the Cowboy games because last year he's picking the Cowboy games and he didn't pick them for a little while. And then he picked one game and it was against the Packers. And we're up 21 and we lost. So I called him a jinx. I said, Uncle Cheech, I never want you on my show picking the Cowboys because you jinxed us. So not allowed.
All right, guys.
All right. I'll see you, Uncle Cheech.
Good
Take
seeing
care.
you guys.
All right.
Talk to you.
Hey, take it easy, dog.
I will say that as far as the Cowboys and when it comes to bet, at the beginning of the season, they're plus 1,400. I put $200 in the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. If they win it, that's $2,800 off $200.
I like it.
I got that bet locked in.
I tell you what, man. I tell you what. If ever the Cowboys fans and the Cowboys themselves, and you guys are here, and you can feel the vibe, you can feel the atmosphere, the air. And you go into a Walmart, you go into a store, and all the Cowboys memorabilia, the merchandise, everything is gone. And you come out, and everywhere you look, there's a Cowboy. And even if they drunk or sober, they saying, "How about them Cowboys?" And I tell you what, when you get around this city right now in the atmosphere that it's in now, you already believe that we won the Super Bowl, not trying to get there. But if they can keep this up, if they can continue to play together, and the defense, I tell you what, man, it's going to be an exciting season already. We got to get this offensive line going. We got to get this running game going. Again, we talked about this before the season started. We talked about the areas that we really was worried about. It's still a concern. It's still a concern. The offensive line is still a concern. It's still a concern with Dak overthrowing players and causing turnovers. It's still a concern about this running back position that we really don't know how they're going to fare, especially if somebody gets hurt.
Yeah.
So we want to continue to watch those three areas right now and look. Let's see how it looks in the weeks ahead and see if it comes around and give us exactly what it needs.
Yeah, no, and I'd love to get Kelly and then get your guys' opinion. So we're going to turn to the Cardinals. Cardinals are a team. They really don't have much. I mean, Dobbins is their quarterback. You got, James Conner's a running back. Really not much receivers or defense. They traded away one of their best guys, but they still got Budda Baker, who gave Cowboys some trouble, time. But this is a team we should smash. We should go in there and do exactly what we've done the first two times. We've got some guys. They're saying this could be the first time this team's going to be fully healthy. So now you've got Cooks that they're talking about Mike back. Tyler Smith is practicing. You got Donovan Wilson. Looks like he's going to be back.
Right.
Do you bring all these guys back? Do you say, hey, if you're healthy, let's do it? Or do you say, you know what? Why don't we give it one more week? Don't want to tweak anything, especially hamstrings and things like that. Kelly, I'd like to get your opinion. And guys, I'd love to get your opinion on how do you go into this game?
If those guys, okay, if they're medically cleared to play, I say you play them because it's the NFL, and I say you got to play these guys. But if there's any bit of a doubt, if there's anything lingering, if the doctor thinks that they could use an extra week of rest, I say absolutely don't rush it because I'll tell you right now. I mean, we dispatched to the Jets, dispatched to the Giants, and I mean honestly, the Cardinals to me look like an all-you-can-eat buffet. The Cowboys defense is going to eat. The offense is going to eat this. I'm not worried about the Cardinals. I mean, I hate, people sit there and say, that's don't get too ahead of yourselves. Don't get too cocky. I'm already looking towards October 8th versus San Francisco 49ers, if I'm being honest with you, because I don't think New England's got anything for us. I don't think Arizona's got anything for us. I think it's going to be two more beatdowns. So, but if these players are healthy, they're medically cleared, yeah, get them on the field, get them that playing time, get them I'd like to see Brandon Cooks start to, get some cohesion with Dak. And, he only had 22 yards that first game against the Giants. So you want to see him start to get integrated into this offense and him and Dak to start clicking for when we do go to face, the 49ers, one of the better teams, and even when we face New England, their defense is a pretty decent defense. You want to see him to get ready for those moments and then start getting that clicking with Dak Prescott. But like I said, I don't think we need any of those guys to take care of the Cardinals.
Yeah, and coach and Eugene, you guys, obviously Eugene, you played professional level. Coach, you coached, so you know how it is. How do you play your guys? If they're a little tweaked or if they're ready to go, you don't want to hold them back. But what's your guys' thoughts on this with some of these guys coming off injury?
Well, my feeling is NFL not for long. That's been out there. Locke and I have always joked about that. But listen, the fans pay money to see these guys. If they're ready to go, I'm putting them in. And also it's a test because Cowboys need to see as much action as possible. Now you can look at it on the flip side. Okay, you get to a certain point. Do you really need to play all your guys when you're just whooping up on everybody and risking an injury where, if you're at what point do you say, okay, I'm done? On the offensive side, I want to try everything possible. Future, I look at different plays that I haven't run. This is an opportunity to set it up to try those plays and see if they're successful during certain situations. This would be a team to do it. I would definitely do that. But yeah, play them. I would play them. I wouldn't send them down.
And again, let me Kelly, I know you was talking about New England and the Cardinals. I know you've heard the term of trap games.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
Absolutely.
on everybody's schedule, there may be like a trap game, and those trap games are the ones who causes you to lose, get into the NFC East championship, or being a team that have to play on the first week of the playoffs. So with this team, and this team is young, this team hasn't had very much success. Yeah. They haven't won a Super Bowl or anything in decades and decades.
Yep. So don't say all them decades.
So prematurely, it may look like it's a trap. It maybe look like it's an easy game. But remember, those guys over there have hearts too.
Yeah, true.
They want to beat your ass. They don't want to be embarrassed. And you remember this, when you play the Cowboys, it's like a Super Bowl team, right? Mm-hmm. So if you don't think the Cardinals going to be ready to play the Cowboys, you got another thought coming. You're going to see the stand going to be full. They're going to be half. You may have more Cowboy fans there than Cardinals fans. But for some reason, they will gain some more energy. They will study harder. They will run harder. They'll run faster. I promise you, the coaches will coach better in order because they know they're going to get recognition. You're going to be on national TV. Yeah. They have all the reason to come in and watch the Cowboys and wax their ass. So I'm telling you right now, you better play like you're playing your Super Bowl and do not give up. And if there's anybody that's ready to play on this team, that's why you went to training camp. You took your ass to training camp to make the football team so you can play. So get your ass out there on the field and play. And play. And stop playing around with, I don't know if he should play. Well, hell, if he on the team, he better get his ass out there and play. Because, hell, I tell you one thing, when it comes to real season, when you really need them and they don't have any experience, then what you gonna say? Well, they ain't got no experience. So sit your ass down, Kelly, and let their ass get out there and play and win some damn game. How about that, Cowboy?
I like that. Now that's what I'm talking about. The man's bringing the passion. He's bringing the heat. I got to ask you one other question, Eugene, because you said something. I want to get, I get an opportunity to ask a player. Did you have, as a player, did you feel that there were trap games? Did you guys ever overlook someone? I mean, did you see that as a player?
No.
Like
I'm curious. I tell you, when for me, I can't tell you about anybody else, but when we was playing for Coach Landry and Jimmy, we wasn't having that, and they always expressed, okay, now don't look at their record. They have talent just like we have talent. So on Wednesdays, when you go out to practice, you can tell the way the team is reacting to their opponent by their effort that they're putting out in practice. Mm-hmm. It's not the same as they was playing, getting ready for the 49ers. It's not the same. You don't see that light, that burst. You don't see that intensity. You don't see the anticipation like it was when you get ready to play the 49ers. And you can tell when they get their asses on the bus. Everybody's talking, joking around. That's a sign that you're getting ready to get your ass whooped. Right there. But let me tell you, that's where the captains have to step in. That's where leadership takes over. Then you have guys say, look here, man, this is BS. We got to cut this out. And somebody got to step in and put it back into reality for what you're getting ready to go against and what we really need to do is concentrate so we can win the football game. No, there are no easy teams. The record may look like it's easy, but on any given Sunday, any given Sunday, Kelly.
You know, I'm gonna say I agree any given Sunday, but I used to know this kid. His name was Timmy. Now, Timmy, he had a whole lot of heart, and I think during his high school career, he probably got into about 30 fights. But Timmy used to always get his ass whooped. And the Arizona Cardinals are looking like Timmy. Ain't no damn reason that this Dallas Cowboys team is going to roll into Arizona and get their ass beat. I don't care how much heart they got. We bigger, we faster, we stronger. And you got a Michael Parsons who's like a Michael Jordan. He holding his boys accountable. He hungry. He ready to eat. We coming in there. We slapping little Timmy around, Eugene.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing that happened to Timmy, though. Timmy became Tammy after the first 2 or 3 games.
Oh boy.
Well, and also in this game, we have a segment. Now, Eugene, you're going to hear yourself. So this ain't you talking to yourself. This is it. But we got a segment, and Eugene inspired it. So this is it. Let me play the video for us here. Let's get it going. And I want to get your guys' opinion going into this game.
Wake up to win, and they don't understand nothing else. They're not all about glamour. They're not all about the women, the girls. Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.
So that's inspiring. So who is that hungry player that we need to watch going into this game? Who's the guy you got your eye on that doesn't have to be the big star, but it's going to be one of those guys that's going to be bringing it?
Well, I think that the guy that I'll be watching is to see if Tyron Smith is coming back. I want to see is he going to be able to be on the football team for the rest of the season. You know, it's easy to get a little ankle sprain or something like that and sit out as long as you want to. Yeah. But see, here's the deal about him that you start to have to worry about. Is he hungry? Yeah, we know you got potential. We know you've been all pro all these years, but are you hungry? Are you willing to now to wake up and win? Are you willing to sacrifice some of those small injuries that you have and quit baby them act like Tammy instead of Timmy? What are you willing to do? We need 50 people on the Cowboys that'll bring their lunch bucket to work. We need somebody that's hungry. We need fans that's hungry. And I know they're hungry with this sorry Cowboys.
You know, goddamn it, I'm hungry. It's been 27 years.
So we need a few people to join hands and say, I'm hungry. Can I get some hungry? Are you hungry? Yes.
Damn it, I'm hungry.
Are you hungry,
Are you hungry?
Are you hungry?
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
Coach, I don't know if you could do it as good as that, but what's a player we want to keep our eye on this Sunday?
Yeah, actually, I do. I'm glad you picked the offensive line in there, but on the defensive side, I'm looking at that middle linebacker of ours, Van Der Esch. I want to see him light it up. I mean, everybody's got their eyes on Michael Parsons. You know, he's making the plays. I would like to see Van Der Esch come out and light it up and make a play. And he's, I've been watching his technique. It's good. He's out there. But, I want to see him just make sure he's right, get a pick, maybe light somebody up, Other than that, man, I think we're good to go. I mean,
I tell you what,
if the win deal, I mean, it's it is what it is. You wake up every day, wake up to win every day. That's what we do every day.
If this team plays as well as it did this past couple weeks, there should be no reason why we shouldn't win.
There's no reason.
But again, you got to play every play. You got to play every game like it's your win to the Super Bowl. And that's what, good teams, they win the games that they're supposed to. And we're a good team right now.
Oh, yeah.
Let's say we're a very good team and we happen to take it for granted that these guys are not that good and we walk in there and get beat. That's the sign. When you see that, that's the sign of leadership not being in place and doing the things necessary in order to get their team ready to play. Yeah. You'll see the 49ers. You'll see Philadelphia, the team they're supposed to win, they're supposed to beat, they go out and win. They go out and beat. They're not taking anything for granted. But you know why? They don't have their eyes just on Sunday, Kelly. They got their eyes in February. They on the road right now with their lunch buckets, Kelly. They trying to get to Las Vegas, Kelly. See, Kelly, you see? They on their way to Las Vegas. And I don't know about you. I don't know if you're hungry or not, Kelly. But I'll tell you one thing. You better get your eyes on Sunday and stop looking at Vegas. Stop worrying about Uncle Keith and gambling in Vegas and get your damn mind on Sunday and the Arizona Cardinals. Do you understand, Kelly?
So if I start busting out Viva Las Vegas, it's a little too early for that.
I don't know if Kelly's hungry.
Viva Las Vegas. Hey, listen, I'm hungry. What are you talking about, man? Put me down in front of the buffet and stack me out 5 plates. I'm hungry.
Yes, sir, baby. Yes, sir. I like that segment. I like that segment, Mike. That's a great segment.
I like the guy that I'm watching, man. For me personally, I like to see it if he gets on the field and everything goes good. He practices all week, gets on the field. For me, it's Brandon Cooks. Yeah. You know, he was the addition that I was really excited about this offseason. I thought he was a guy that could take the top off of a defense. He's a speed guy. He can beat him deep. You know, only had 22 yards. CeeDee Lamb had the lion's share of the work on Sunday, man. Anything and everything he wanted. That man. You want to talk about hungry? That man was hungry. He was eating up every catch on his way. But I would like to see on the other side of the field, I would like to see them have to respect, the deep threat of Brandon Cooks. And I would like to see that deep threat get started now against Arizona so that we've got that going into the future, these next few games, Brandon Cooks, because I still think he is a legitimate deep threat. And I think he's a guy that will have to be accounted for by defenses in the weeks to come.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt. He's probably the fastest guy on the team.
Yeah,
perhaps.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, when you see the Cowboys passing game, you can tell that Dak and those receivers have been working extremely hard during the offseason. We know Dak has the turf field at his house, and we know that he invites all the players to come over and have them come right in. And they work out throughout the entire offseason. And that's great. And now when you look at the things that CeeDee Lamb did on Sundays and how they was reading the defense, how they was playing off one another, how he was able to reach the tight end, how he's able to get open, and using all the receivers and not just one at different times, you can tell that they've been working hard. And I'll tell you one thing. We just came off a segment because they were hungry. If you look at those guys, Kelly, they're hungry.
Yeah, they're hungry.
They was hungry in the offseason, Kelly, because they didn't eat nothing last year but an ass whooping. Yeah. So they're hungry now. We just gave them appetizer with those 2 wins. Now we finna feed your ass some meat.
That's what I want.
I love it.
You're not hungry. Come on, baby.
Hey, Eugene, it looks like you're hungry. We got a lot of people asking, what are you eating over there? Yeah, I see you munch on some food making me hungry.
I'm eating healthy. I'm eating healthy, I'm eating some carrots and some tomatoes.
Looks like you had some chicken wings over there. I don't know about that.
No chicken.
No
I'm eating
chicken.
healthy right now.
There you go.
You know,
There you go. Eugene is hungry.
Hungry!
You're so damn hungry. You're eating a bunch of rabbit food.
Yeah. Hey, Eugene, you're eating my food's food.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm drinking your favorite beer too.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
We're out here at Woodbridge Golf Course, by the way, guys.
Well, hopefully we're not
in
too.
Wiley, Texas.
I think I played golf out there one time for a sales meeting out there.
Yeah,
time.
there you go.
Yeah.
So you guys will be back next week, right?
We're gonna be back. We'll let you. We're gonna talk about the tailgate. We don't want to take up your time, but you guys hung with us for an hour, man. It's been great.
No.
It was a great time.
Hey,
Great time.
we'll hook up tomorrow. We'll
Yeah.
get together. I'll let you know about what's going on with the surgery and everything.
Yes,
And
please do.
Hey, Cowboy fans, keep me in your prayers, all right?
Let everyone know.
We getting ready to do something, baby.
Eugene,
All right? Hey,
Eugene,
love you
don't
guys.
make it
Y'all be
happen.
good now.
Hey,
Yeah.
Eugene,
Peace
take
out.
care of yourself,
All right,
man.
take care.
All right,
John,
love you, man.
I hope to see you on here again. Thank you.
Hype it up.
All right,
All right.
baby.
Hype it up, baby.
All right. See you.
Yeah.
Well.
Now there you go, man. You talk about a fired up segment, and you talk about bringing the heat, bringing the passion, bringing the fire. Boy, Eugene was on it tonight, man. But that was he never disappoints. Never.
No,
disappoints.
he doesn't. He had his mind was on Kelly because boy, he did not like you saying that you're looking 2 weeks ahead. You know, and maybe that's a player's mentality. But boy, you struck a nerve with him.
It's one of those. It is. I get it. But see, the thing is, I'm just a fan. I'm not on the field. You know, I'm just a fan.
No.
So you know, it's not so much that I'm looking ahead. Obviously, I know we got to take on 1 week at a time the Cardinals. But look, this team just feels different.
Yeah.
It feels different. It just seems like you expect us to. I mean, okay, so if we would have had after that Giants game, if we would have had a close game, you know, I might have been nervous about this Cardinals game, right? But we didn't. We went in and we blew the doors off them. And when you listen to guys talk and you listen to guys like Micah Parsons, right? Micah Parsons just seems like, and I made the analogy earlier when I was talking, he is like a Michael Jordan of this team. He really is, man, because he is out there elevating the play of everybody else on that field. And he elevates his game and he expects everyone else to do the same. Yeah. And I feel like he holds everybody accountable on this team. I heard somebody today on ESPN that they said that, you know, this is Micah's team now, right? Now, I don't know that I completely buy that. I still say Dak is a huge part in the leadership committee, but I would say it's Dak and Micah's team. Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons is their team, right? And I feel like that they're holding people accountable and they are both playing great. You know, Dak Prescott might not have the huge gaudy numbers, but he's not turning the ball over. He's playing efficient. He's giving the defenses what they give him. And, you know, also credit to Mike McCarthy. It's beautiful what we're seeing right here. And I've got confidence in this team this week. I've got confidence in next week. And, you know, Seattle's going to, or not Seattle, but San Francisco's going to be a test. I feel like that will be our first true test. And I'm just looking forward to it because I want to see what the two best defenses in the NFC and probably the two best teams in the NFC at this point.
Well, and I mean, bottom line is you're not, you know, in order to get the respect, you got to earn it. Right. So no matter what we do, we've stomped the teams that you're supposed to stomp 40 to nothing, 30 to 10. I mean, they go in and mop the floor with Arizona. Let's say they go and mop the floor with New England. Everyone's just going to say, you didn't beat, you know, because they're already talking about San Francisco. Dallas has to go in and make a statement. And until they do that, it's always going to be it's always going to be something, always going to say, well, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. And that's why I think it's, you know, you don't want them to look ahead, but I mean, as fans, you know, we got that. I mean, we had that game circled on the calendar, not only because it was my birthday, but we got it circled on the calendar because it's a pretty important game early on in the season. And I would venture to say, correct me if I'm wrong, Kelly, but it's more important than beating Philly, you know, for me. Because I think we own Philly. I mean, we've always taken care of them.
It doesn't mean anything.
Problem. San Francisco has just been a thorn on our side that we just haven't been able to get over. They've been a physical team. They've out-physicaled us, especially the first game. Second game, it was, you know, just had a bad play here or there. Dak didn't play well. The defense played great, so I'm not gonna kill them. But it's just one of those things where mentally it's a mental thing, and it's almost like the 49ers, and I ran into a Packer fan somewhere, and we were talking about the Packer Cowboys, and I was so glad that he remembered in the 90s the Cowboys owned the Packers, beat them every year in the regular season. Beat them every year they were in the playoffs and their season. In 1996, the Packers won the Super Bowl. They lost to Dallas in that regular season. They wanted Dallas so bad in that championship game, but we blew it against Carolina. There was players that said that Super Bowl didn't satisfy them because they didn't beat Dallas. And I just think that's what Dallas has to get over for San Francisco now is we got to get over that hump and we got to beat them.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think it'll be good for their psyche. I think that it's kind of like a mental hurdle, you know what I mean? Because you beat them in the regular season. Yes, I get it. It's the regular season. You will probably have to face San Francisco again in the postseason, more than likely. But if you can beat this team, that San Francisco team, with that defense, if you can do that, then going into the postseason, you know what you're capable of, and you know that you're capable of getting that win. You won't have that, damn, San Francisco's beat us now 3 times in a row. Are we going to be able to beat them in the playoffs? You know what I mean? It's just a mental hurdle, I think. But this team just definitely feels different. I get a different vibe from them. I get a different feel from them. And people, you get the whole, oh yeah, but y'all say that every no, we don't. I didn't say that last year because last year was a totally different start. Last year we lost our home opener. Then it was Dak Prescott out for 5 games and we got to see Cooper Rush. And then when Dak came back, we had a few letdown games. We had the Green Bay game. We had the Jaguars game. So I just don't see this team having an off week. I don't feel them having a trap game. I don't see. A trap game is when a team is looking ahead to another, and I just don't see this team doing that. I
don't think Parsons and I don't think Dak. I don't think these teams coaches. I don't think McCarthy. I don't think they're going to allow this.
I feel they're laser focused right now.
Yeah,
laser focused.
So, well, we talked a lot of Cowboys. Now, Eugene, popping in, and again, keep Eugene in your prayers. He's dealing. He said for me to make sure I say something. He's got a brain tumor. That was discovered, and he's going to be having some surgery. But you can see Eugene's got a lot of passion, a lot of hype, and a lot of fight. So I know that he's gonna pull through this, and he's gonna come out okay. But if you're spiritual, maybe say a little prayer for him. He's gonna be going through some stuff. So, but it was so awesome that he came in. So definitely wanted to get that out. But speaking of, I know I hate to change the subject on that, but Eugene would want us to because we had a good time. We got to talk about this weekend, and it's going to, we got to tell some stories. We got to share some stories. And if anyone's in the chat was hanging with us, if we're missing anything or you want to add something to the mix, please do. But I don't know where you want to start, Kelly. Where are we going to start with this, with these stories?
Well, start at the beginning. We got to start, at the beginning when, Mark was kind of like he was my hungry tailgater of the week. And, because he was, we had a lot of people that chipped in. We had a lot of people that did a lot of great things, man. But, Mark picked you up from the airport, started the day out, came and picked me up from the airport. Took us to the liquor store, even though he took us around the block twice. Missed the liquor store. I don't know how he did that, but he's from Dallas. Missed the liquor store. Took us to the liquor store. We got loaded up on liquor. We put everything in his truck. Mark had his truck packed full of stuff. And not only that, but he hung with us the whole time. We kept telling him, "Hey, you can go." We kept Mark late. He was like a zombie on his feet at the end of the night. I know damn well he was tired. And I guarantee you, once we left for good, he went home, he put his head on a pillow, and he probably slept for about 16, 17 hours.
Well, I'll start a little bit. So, yeah, he picked up 7. So, Mark and I, we were like, we became like a married couple. We had breakfast together. We were killing time for Kelly. We went to the someone, and I should find his name because I want to make sure I give him a big thank you. Someone, one of our followers, offered me tickets to the rally day.
Yeah.
And he was very kind to do it. And I'm going to find it to make sure, but it was really cool that he did that. And so Mark and I were able to go in there and we had a good time. I can't find it. I don't want to keep dragging it. But so we had a good time there, walked around, and then went and got Kelly, picked him up at the airport. He got in a little early, so poor Kelly was there. Hopefully, you weren't waiting too long.
Not too long.
And then we got the Airbnb, and unfortunately, Shady had come down with a little COVID, so we were man down in the crew. But then Mark and I went to Walmart and we picked up some chairs, we picked up some stuff and this and that for the tailgate. And then when we got Kelly, we did all that. And then I don't know if I'm missing anything yet, but we went and we met some people and had some dinner. And we went to a place called Bombshells. And it's probably exactly how you think it sounds. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so I know, we had a whole crew there. We met up with Tuck and Steph and a whole group of us were out there. And Eugene had said, "Hey, I'm going to be out there. Where you at?" And I'm like, "All right, man, we're here." And Eugene it kept going and going and going. And finally, like 2 hours, hour and a half, whatever it was, we're watching football. Strolls in my man Eugene, and it was funny because I got up and I kind of did a little excitement hype thing, and J Tuck said, "Man, I thought we were getting ready to get in a fight. I didn't know what was going on," but we got to see Eugene Lockhart, and he was in rare form, and just the energy that you see is exactly what you get. Am I saying that correctly, Kelly?
Yes, he came in, and he was just the way you see him in this in the chat when he's showing up, same way that he showed up there, man. And he not only that was he was also is a man of the people.
Yeah.
He brought pictures, signed pictures for every single person there.
Took pictures with everyone.
Pictures with everybody. Like he's great guy. And yeah, had a good time. Had a little bit of an accident.
Well, then so I'm, and we're all adults here talking. It was just funny. So I am like, Eugene's like, "Hey man, where's the bathroom?" I said, "Oh, it's right there." So time goes by, and and I'm like, "Man, he's been gone a long time. I hope it's all right in there. I don't know, is it safe to go in? I don't know." So I was like, "Well, I had to go to the bathroom. Let me go in there." So I walk in, and Eugene is in his underwear, drying off his shorts. And I'm just like, "What the hell's going on here?" I said, "Eugene, what are you doing, man?" He goes, "Man, I slipped the water," because there was water. There was water all around there by the sink and everything. And I guess he slipped and fell, and he's trying to draw off his pants and the air dryer. But all I'm picturing is people walking in who don't know Eugene, and what could be going through your mind? You see the 6'2" guy, in his underwear drying off his pants in the bathroom. But it was funny. We got a laugh out of it, and then we ended up going to Texas Live. So after that, everything was good. And so Jay Tuck, I'll give him credit. We probably should have took his advice, but we didn't. We said, "Tuck, you coming over? You coming to Texas Live?" He said, "No, man, long day tomorrow." This is only like 8:30. He says, "I think I'm going to head back home and call it a night. That way I'm ready to go tomorrow." And Kelly gave him a famous statement of, what did you tell him?
When he said he couldn't come?
Yeah, but he couldn't come out today. He was going home early. You said something to him.
I might have been a little bit too lit up to actually remember.
You said something about, you called him some names, and you said something about, don't be, you come out and hang with us. Don't be a quitter, let's just say. So.
Oh yeah. Well, at that time, I definitely was feeling it. The liquor had been flowing in me for quite a while. We had taken a shot and drinking several beers at that time. Yeah, it's a word that's in it. What is that? NSF?
Yeah, yeah.
Not
You said so. So anyway, and Steph, he left. The other guys that were with everyone else left. It was just me, you, and Mark, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I was giving him. I was giving everybody shit about that because I told him, everybody. I said, "Come on, guys, what are you doing?" Everybody was calling it a night. It's about 9 o'clock. I'm like, what are we doing here? We're calling it a night. And they were talking about, it was going to be a long day the next day, and I said, "Absolutely not. We're going to Texas Live.
We're going." So we went.
We did.
Mark was our designated driver, just so you all know. Kelly and I had a little too much to drink, but Mark does not drink any alcohol. So it was we're like the perfect group. So we go out, and now we're at Texas Live, and we run into Kevin, We run into Fred.
Fred right away. We bump into Fred outside. He's outside smoking a cigarette, and there's Fred Jones. Cuts by Jones.
So cuts by Jones. And so we stroll in, and we ran into Kevin. We ran into Laura. And they were kind enough. They bought us a drink, and the problem is they kept putting out more alcohol in us, which is never the good thing to do because we kept drinking and drinking. So we're standing there, and you'll saw it in the video. I did a clip if you guys saw kind of the recap, and Kelly was in front, and Mark was there. I was standing in the back, and I was talking to Laura, and she had said, "Hey, they're some Jets fans coming over." So I thought Kelly was going to be. I thought they were going to not just, trash talk. It was all going to be fun. So I was getting ready to go in and say my piece. Well, somehow I went in and Mark hit Kelly's beer, which flew up in the air, which Kelly caught the cup. But unfortunately, the liquid that was in the cup all ended up on me. It didn't end up back in the cup. So I was drenched from, the big top of my shirt to the bottom with beer. So it was
a wet T-shirt contest that Mike didn't even know about, and he was the only contestant. And I don't know if you guys know, if you've been to Texas Live, you probably do know, but these beers that they have are gigantic. I mean, they're it's a giant beer. I'm talking about this thing's probably 32 ounces of beer. I mean, it's huge. They're huge glasses of beer, and pretty much 3/4 of that beer went right down Mike's shirt. So you can imagine.
Paul, just to be clear, none of it got on my pants, so I didn't have any issues. But it was all on my shirt. So it was just, it was a wet T-shirt contest.
I told Mike he should have taken a page out of the Eugene Lockhart playbook, just taken his shirt off, walked in there and just put his shirt under the dryer and just dried it off in the restroom. Nobody would have thought nothing of it. It's Texas Live. What happens at Texas Live stays at Texas Live. But Mark, we had to remind Mark about this all weekend long, and he kept. You got to tell everybody the story. Well, yeah, of course we got to tell everybody the story. I mean, how else do you want us to explain how Mike was just soaked for the entire rest of the night? Eventually it dried off, but I tell you what, it took a while. It took a while for it to dry up.
Yeah. And Doza was there too. She was a great time as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And then Fred decides that he says, "Hey, now it's about 11." He said, "Hey, you know what? It's going to be a long day. I think I'm going to head out." So him and Doza left. And I think Kelly had some more choice words for him.
I was trying to get him to take shots with me. And I was tending to throw I had one particular choice word that I kept throwing around at people. And, I was trying to be a bad influence. And you know what? Kudos to Fred and Tuck and, for not listening to me and knowing when it was time to call it quits, because I just couldn't do it. I was there in my element. It was Texas Live, and there was Cowboys fans around, and there was football on, and there was beer flowing, and there was there's pretty women, and I just felt great. I felt great. I was having a good time. That's what my boy Mike and Mark, and I was just living it up, man. It was a good time. I didn't want the night to end, but all good things must eventually come to an end. But
we thought it would. We thought it would, and so we stayed a little bit longer. And the problem is the alcohol kept flowing more and more. And poor Mark has now become not the driver, not the friend, but now he's become our babysitter because now he's got two drunk dudes at Texas Live, and we ended up staying there till after midnight. And then we drove over to do a little scout of the tailgate. And I'm just telling you guys, tailgating and you want to be in lot 10 is where it's at. It's a lot of work. And there was people there, I know, talking to Paul, that they're there at 7 p.m. that day, the day before. I mean, so you're talking 7 p.m. till 10 a.m. You're out there holding the spot, but they got the best spot, and it's a great tailgate. They've got the best tailgate party in the business. But so anyway, so we did a drive-by, talked to a couple people, and then we found a good spot. There was some that low, and we had to find the perfect spot for the tent. And hey, we want people to be comfortable, so I thought we found a really good spot on the main road, and we put some chairs down, and we just looked at each other and we really got to stay here till 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I mean, we're really going to stay here all night. And I don't know who it was. I don't know if it's you or Mark that Mark went ahead and he did
Mark
negotiation.
had an idea.
Okay, so Mark had the idea to give maybe trade some beer for someone who's already waiting if they would just watch our chairs that we had set in a strategic spot, and they took us up on it. So at about 12:30, we were able to leave and go back home.
Yeah, and got back home, and I think it was around maybe 1 o'clock. But I mean, obviously, didn't go straight to bed. I don't think I was asleep till about 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it was probably about 2 o'clock, and then up again at 4:30. I just remember waking up at 4:30 because I kind of had a mental alarm set that we needed to get up at 5. And when I know I need to get up at a time, it doesn't matter if it's 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep that I get. It's weird. It's this thing that as I've gotten older, I got that mental alarm. So 4:30, my eyes open, and I'm like, fuck. Yeah, I'm sitting there laying in bed.
Exactly those words you said. All I remember is like I got up and I was like, oh fuck, man, I cannot. I said 2 hours of sleep, and I'm just like dying. And I just remember hearing, like, I think I got up first. I just hear you in the room, and you just all I hear is, fuck. All I remember hearing from the room, I just like, yeah, it's gonna be one of them days. So we had to try and get an Uber. And the Uber, we waited, and thankfully we got one. But Mark had beat us to the punch, and he got there before 5. We got there like 5:15. Our Uber driver, thankfully, showed up, but we didn't have the gate key, so we had to squeeze our asses in between the bars to get out. So because we couldn't let him in, but we couldn't get out, so we had to do that. And then we get to the tailgate at like 5:15. The spots were saved. Everything was good.
Yep.
And you were like, man, I got to go to sleep. So you go ahead and you take a little nap in the truck. Mark and I said, all right, we're going to go get some ice. Had to buy a couple coolers. We had to, things that we needed. Obviously, we can't fit all this on the plane. So for people who asked, did you have a TV? No. I mean, we got a TV. You're going to put one on the plane. So thankfully, the guy next to us, they had some TVs. So we all kind of shared it. But it looked like once everyone's there, the TVs weren't working anyway, but because of the Wi-Fi and all that other signals wasn't working. So while we're there, Mark gets a phone call from Fred, and Fred's like, "Where you at?" And I was like, "Well, no, man, we're in Walmart. Kelly's out there. Just go ahead and give him a call." He goes, "I've been calling him." I said, "No one's answering. I don't know where to go." So, we start, I start trying to call Kelly, and I think I got a hold of you. And then you're like, "Oh shit, man, I fell asleep, but I'm up. I got a hold of him." So, Fred.
I had the window down in the truck so I could kind of hear what was going on because I wanted to make sure that I didn't go into a complete coma. But I got about a 30-minute power nap, and Fred actually woke me up. He came over to the window and he's like, "Kelly," and he's like, "Hey, what you doing?" And I look up and I got a big ass line from Mark's seat just right across the side of my face where I was laying on his seat. And Mark, I'm sorry if I drooled on your seat. I might have drooled a little bit on your seat, but I wiped it up. And Fred's out there, and I'm like, I look back and Fred was already he was on it. He was opening up his back of his vehicle. I'm like, all right, I got to get out and help, man. So I get out, get all the stuff out of Fred's vehicle. He's got his pit, he's got his grill pit. We got all that stuff. So we're getting everything in the deal. But yeah, Fred's just looking through different trucks. It's like 3 or 4 trucks parked there, and then comes to the window down and sees that's me. So me and Fred get everything unloaded from his truck and everything. And we get that going. And then, it's still pretty damn early. And they tell us, that they have these tailgating policies, and they say, well, we got everything set up, but they tell us you can't light the pit until 10 o'clock. Well, at that time, it's like 8 o'clock. Actually, I think it was probably maybe even earlier than that. It was probably maybe 7:30, 7:45. So we're like, Fred, the plan was Fred was going to make us some breakfast. We were going to have a little, breakfast treat for us boys out there that had gotten out early. So at least we could kind of start to get some food and get the hangover.
Yeah.
Get rid of the hangover because, you need to get some food in your belly. Well, no, that didn't work out because we couldn't light up the grill. They wouldn't let us light up the grill. So we're sitting there thinking, all right, let's light the grill. And then that's around the time that the tailgate people come through and say, here's the rules for AT&T stadiums. These 2 females come over there. These 2 women come. And they proceed to tell us that we cannot have an open flame. Now, mind you, every single person up and down this whole lot has smokers and grills that take charcoal. And we're looking at him, and Fred, for the first thing Fred says is like, are you fucking serious? And they're like, yeah, you can't have anything with open flames. And he's like, that would have been nice to know. That would have been nice to know ahead of time. And they're telling everybody, mind you, so you're hearing some people like, saying some obscenities and some choice words, like what in the hell is going on? And so we're sitting there and we're like, well, we gotta do something. We got all this meat. We got people coming to the tailgate. And so then Mike and Fred jump to action. They're like, all right, let's go over to Walmart. We're going to get ourselves a propane grill and let's get this grill going. Walk over there. And I'm like, I better go with these guys. We'll go over there too. So we walk into the section of Walmart. They were looking at some grills. We find $100 grill, but I think, oh, we can't put a grill together. Let's get the one on display. So Fred asked the lady on Walmart.
Fred's being nice. Fred's being a nice guy.
He asked her, he said, can we buy this? Can we get this grill the one that's already pre-assembled? And she says, well, I'll have to call somebody. So she's calling somebody on her walkie-talkie. And meanwhile, I just said, screw it. And I grabbed the grill and start rolling it up to the front. I'm like, we're buying this grill one way or another. And we're not going to put together a grill when we've already had to like change plans on. So take it up to the front. Mike comes up, gets the grill paid for. I grab the grill. I'm already damn near back to the tailgate. These guys are buying propane. I'm rolling the grill to the tailgate. I was crossing the street, back across the street. I was halfway across the street, already went through the part of the traffic when Doja comes out and she tells me, Kelly, they were wrong. They were wrong about it. They said when it means open flame, it just means you got to have the lid on the grill. I'm like, what?
How stupid.
I mean, how stupid is that? So I'm sitting out here already busting a sweat because I done rolled this grill all the way from Walmart. Now I got to roll the damn grill all the way back to the Walmart so you can get a refund on this damn thing. And then we were saved from having to eat off a propane grill. We got the charcoal grill rolling, but you know, we weren't taking no chances. We could have had two grills going if we would have kept the truck, but we didn't need to spend another $100 on a grill, another $30, $40 on propane. But the two ladies at the AT&T Stadium didn't know what the hell they were talking about.
Yeah, it was insane. And then so finally it's 10. We're able to the cook, and then the tailgate was going. And again, we won't go into all the tailgate, like everything that the hours there, but it was probably one of the greatest, weekends I've had at AT&T. It was just so much fun. I was just amazed with the amount of people. I mean, there had to have been 50 plus people that were rolling in and out of there continuously. And majority of them stayed the whole time from like 11 o'clock all the way to kickoff. Yeah. And, but where everyone was from. And I'm the worst with names. I know all your faces, but there was a great family from South Dakota, husband, wife, kids. And there was another person from South Dakota. There was California. There was Washington State. There was North Carolina. There was New York. I mean, it was amazing. There was very few from Dallas, Texas.
No, there was a lot of people that were from out of town. And I am super bad with names. It was really great to meet everybody. When you're getting bombarded with, 30 different names, 40, all these different names, you start to kind of, they blend together, they figure together. Obviously, we know a couple of people that we had tailgated with before. But you start to kind of, they all kind of mingle in together. But that one family that, it's funny because there's lots of people that would come in and they kind of seemed a little bit hesitant at first. They'd come up, they'd say hi or whatever, but they didn't really know because there's a bunch of people there. And I'm just like, look, no, none of us really know each other that great. We know each other off of Twitter, but we hadn't really met anybody. But I think me and Mike did a great job of, welcoming everybody in, making sure everybody felt at home, comfortable. And it was funny to watch everybody kind of start to get into their own element and to get a little bit more comfortable and introducing themselves to everybody. A great time just because I felt like everybody got along. There was it was just kind of everybody mingled in together. And I got time to talk with people individually and go around and have individual conversations with a lot of these people. And yes, next time we are buying some name tags. We're gonna get some of them. Hello, my name is.
Oh,
Put them
yeah.
on there. It's a great idea. So that way everybody can know their names. But it was a great time, really great time, and it was an awesome atmosphere, man.
Well,
I cannot wait to do it again.
and there was a couple people that they came solo. They came to the
Yeah.
game solo. I know Daniel. I talked with Daniel, and there was a few others, and it was like family. It was like
It
that's
was.
what I loved about the whole thing. And people who know me, and I'm more of I believe it or not, I am kind of a shy introvert kind of person, but I'm like, man, I could go to a game by myself, and I because it's just a welcoming family atmosphere that Cowboys have, and it's really cool. It's one of those lifelong dreams I had at doing this, and to be part of it was awesome. And so then there was videos, and again, if you guys, I'm sure you guys seen it, but if you didn't, definitely go back and watch watch a little highlight reel we put together of some of the things with the tailgate. But we did some shots together. Swaggy J came out, did some shots. We did a hype video, with a whole crew. We had a Jets fan, and it was someone had asked a question in one of my tweets or something, and they said, "Would you welcome fans of other teams in your tailgate?" I mean, I'll speak for me. I'll let Kelly speak for him. I got zero problem with it. To me, I don't, and it can even be an Eagles fan as long as we're respectful with it. I don't want some guy who's going to be an asshole. But if we jab at each other, like the Jets fan, he was a good sport. I mean, he did the video with us. He did all that. He was a great guy, a lot of fun. I don't know if he's on Twitter, but definitely want to find him. But he was a great guy and just a lot of fun. If it's like that, dude, I welcome anyone because that's what it's all about. You see all these fights and all this other crazy shit that goes on in these games. I don't get it. I mean, it's have some fun.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what football is about. Obviously we were giving some shit to the Jets fans that are walking by. We were booing them, and we were chanting out stuff to them and whatnot. It was fun though. It was all in good fun, and there was Jets fan. There was that guy, and then there was another Jets fan. The tailgate next to us. He was there. I talked to him for a few minutes. So I mean, we got we all kind of everybody mingled together. It's about having fun, And the Cowboys fans, it really did feel like a long lost family. To be honest with you, man. I mean, a lot of these people I've talked to on Twitter. For years and had never met a lot of them, and to be able to meet them and just the outpouring of support. And I mean, I told Mike at one point, I said, man, I felt like the pretty girl at prom. You know what I mean? They're buying me drinks, they're buying me shots, they're bringing, they're bringing little trinkets and stuff. We had a gentleman that came out and got us a couple of Cuban cigars, brought us 2 Cuban cigars.
Yeah, thank him too, man. Absolutely.
Yeah,
they were great.
Awesome.
They were even better after the game.
They smoked very smooth, and they tasted great after the victory. I mean, I had a guy come out and give me some choice tequila. It was some 1800. It was a really good tequila though. It was wasn't just your regular 1800. I can't remember the name of it, but it was fucking tasted delicious. It's a moonshine. I mean, it was all kinds of good stuff. A guy brought out a bottle of Terramana, the Rocks tequila. I mean, it was just all kinds of great stuff. Everything that I wanted, and I am very humbled though with the outpouring of support and all the people that really, you guys are coming. A lot of these people are coming over to our tailgates and telling us how it's a pleasure to meet us. And I'm so happy to meet you. Listen, that goes both ways.
No, absolutely.
I don't know. I speak for myself and Mike when I said that goes both ways. It was a pleasure to meet you guys. And trust me, the experience exceeded my expectations. And I can't wait to do it again. I hope to continue to meet, and meet everybody from Cowboys Nation, man, because it truly is an awesome experience and like a big family.
I we did some hype videos. I did hype videos one-on-one, with some fans and grabbed them, and we did it. It was a good time, and it was awesome. So finally, we're going to the game, and and I learned, and again, it's a little bit different. I tailgate a lot for the Miami Hurricanes. It's all over the place, and you pretty much pack up your stuff and you go in. No one sits outside. We're going to the game. Well, in Dallas, it seems like most of the people don't go to the game at tailgate. They stay. So we pack all our stuff, and the person next to us says, "Hey, you guys are leaving." And I was like, "Yeah, no, we're leaving." He goes, "Do you mind if we move over to your spot?" I said, "No, yeah, we're going to leave our coolers under here. and the truck and and everything like that. That's good. Oh yeah, no, we'll watch it, no problem. And so we're like, hey, the whole crew's going, right? We loaded up, everyone. We just kind of threw stuff in real quick, and we'll clean it up later because you're gonna be sitting in the parking lot. So we get out to the game. We don't need to go through the game again. It was a great game. We beat the hell out of them. It was awesome. Kelly and I we're walking out, enjoying ourselves, and lo and behold, who walks right in front of us? But old, George T, the defender of the Star. So we said what's up to him. Chatted for a minute. He was going to do his post game show, but he took a quick picture, which you guys saw, and it was awesome to meet him. I gotta say something to him because he's the only Cowboy that I love that's not in the cave. I have never had a chance to get an autograph from him, so I gotta do something about that. But probably where the fun really starts is we're excited. Kelly's ready to do his patented post game video, and everything's looking good. We're walking out, and we're just kind of looking, and man, it looked like there was like 200 people around our truck, around Mark's truck, I should say, not my truck, Mark's truck. And there was tents all in our spots, and there was a full band, and it was just, they had a full, the big, the bass guitar and the horns. And I mean, it was a fiesta, and there was a party going on, and we weren't invited, I guess, when we kind of moseyed our way over there, and they were all taking our beer, and they're in the coolers. And I remember Kelly walked over. He's like, I'm going to grab a beer. You want it? He's like, yeah, grab it. And he goes to grab a beer, and the guy gives him a look. He's like, hey man, don't look at me, dude. This is our beer. Our beer.
Yeah, it was they were playing Tejano music there. It was a little Mexicano fest going on, and I feel like half of South Dallas was up in there, man. It was little Latinas. They had the eyelash gang over there, a bunch of these little cute little Latinas with these eyelashes on that looked like they bat their eyes too fast. It was gonna fly away. I was enjoying the scenery. It wouldn't look bad. I started that a little bit, the music was going on, but yeah, they had our cooler. Open up our cooler. There's only like 6 beers left. I think there was probably 30 when we went to the game, which is surprising that there was only 6 left. I'd figured it'd be nothing left. Yeah. But it was funny because we get back to the tailgate, and I see a guy that was not a part of our tailgate. He just opens it up, grabs the beer out of there, and I'm like, what in the what in the hell? So and then so I'm just sitting there thinking, well, I'm gonna go get a beer, but yeah, they're looking at me like I'm stealing beer from them. I'm like, hey, this is our tailgate. We let you guys get in this spot. Don't be looking at me like that. These are our beers. So, but we did. We stuck around, drank a few beers, and everything's going good. We got music going, and we're doing the video, and get done doing the video, and next thing I know, it's like fight night.
No, wait, not yet. We got the chicken story, then fight night.
I thought that was after the fight.
No, that was when we got there. We were putting stuff away, and I was standing on the thing putting it away.
Oh, well, we were loading everything. I thought we were loading everything after. I thought that happened.
I thought it was before. All right. Well,
I think that happened after.
Because did it after? Okay.
Yeah, they were clearing out. It happened after.
Fight night. Go ahead with fight night.
All right. Well, we just a fight breaks out in the parking lot, and people are just running.
Well, rushing. I'm talking lot. It was the people that were partying in the tent.
They were tailgating. Our tailgate people.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, they're knocking down tents as they're moving over to the parking lot. Everybody starts busting out their phones. I look over to my side. I'm trying to have a conversation with a guy who hadn't been able to make it at the tailgate. He come over and he's introduced me to his wife and his son, and we're having a good conversation. And next thing I know, I'm hearing fight noises, and I'm hearing people yelling and shit that's going on. And I see, the guy that I'm talking to, I'm trying to listen and keep his attention, but I'm also like, what the hell's going on over here? Like, I'm looking and I see everybody out, and I see cameras out, and I'm pretty sure Mike got some fight videos.
I got some video.
Mike's in the middle of the parking lot. I just kind of mix it in there. He's like the one lone piece of salt and the bottle of pepper out there, and he's just it was wild. And the next thing you know, there's cops coming, and they've got their ARs and slung over their shoulders, and they're breaking it up. One guy's got a big old lump on his eye, and his pants down around his ass.
His ass crack was showing like.
I mean, it was all kinds of stuff going on, man. It was crazy. It was crazy.
The best was, I think Fred might have been next to me, but I was kind of recording, but I was just, because it was funny. It wasn't, and I want to be clear. It wasn't like someone, it was like wrestling, and everyone was grabbing each other, and it was it wasn't like some guy was just getting the crap beat out of him. We would have, I'm sure we all would have just jumped on, at least stop it. But it was just kind of funny. It was like a big, a fracas. But so the one guy grabs, one of his friends or whoever is trying to hold him back, and he looks back at like me, and I think it was Fred was with me, and he's like, "Hey man, come over here and help me." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that." I bet, like Kelly said, the one white guy is going to go over there, and then all of a sudden they're all going to think I'm involved, like I'm the shit starter, and then I'm going to have 50 people on top of me. I'm not going to do that. I saw the cops are walking over here. And typically when the cops come, that's when you're supposed to settle down. This guy, wasn't, and we can, and you'll hear in the video if I played it, if I could send it to someone, it's like I was like, dude, we're on the same team, and I'm like, the cops are coming. You better stop, because then they're going to start, like Kelly said, they're going to be breaking out the clubs and everything else, and it ain't worth it. You ain't going to win that fight. So it was wild.
It was wild, and then
we got to taste everything.
And then I'm having a conversation with the gentleman, still that same gentleman. And I grabbed me a beer. Now I'm having a conversation. I'm not trying to not do my part, but poor Mike and Mark and Fred, they're putting everything away, and I'm not helping.
He didn't help at all.
I do apologize. I was not helping. I was tied up at the moment. I was in an enthralled conversation with a gentleman who was excited to meet up and talk with me, and so we're having a good conversation. I don't really see that these guys are over here putting the truck away, but I do notice that there's this chick that's beyond drunk.
Yeah,
beyond drunk, and she is stumbling and swerving, and she swerves her way right up to the back of the truck, and I see her grab a little piece of chicken out of our tailgate platter.
The chicken's been sitting there for how many hours?
It's been sitting there since before we went into the game, so it's been there at least 3.5 hours. It's been sitting in a hot truck. Now, I don't know how the rules of chicken are, but I didn't feel really comfortable eating it at that time, but she sure did. She took a chicken leg, and she took the chicken leg, and I mean, she sucked the damn meat straight off of the bone. So that was intriguing right off the bat. I'm like, holy cow, this girl is a mess. And then she comes back, and she might or might have not been told by a member of our tailgate that if there was a little dance performed, she could have the rest of the chicken.
Yeah, the whole pan.
A whole pan. And she proceeded to do a little twerk show for us. And she ended up crashing down and falling on the table.
She climbed on our 6-foot folding table now all I'm thinking, you got to think about it. She's on there now. No, I don't know why no one took a video.
I don't know.
This could have been viral because she's doing the twerker with the chicken leg in her hand.
Yeah.
And all you see is Kelly. The faces you see on this channel is on our our little banner, and so that's facing her while she's twerking on our table. So that would have been probably a nice little viral video that we could have went out there.
Yeah. I mean, we could have went viral with that one right there, but we didn't. We were too enthralled, and we're watching her. And next thing you know, she busts her ass, and she's on the ground, and there's grass everywhere on her back, on her hair, and she gets back up. But you know what? She didn't give a damn. She was happy to have that chicken.
No, she took the whole pan back to the
whole pan, grabbed another 2 pieces, and just as she was alternating hands eating it, she was offering bites to people in the crowd, which, I don't think anybody wanted any of that chicken she was offering after she was slobbering all over it. But let's just say if we were feeling good, she was feeling better. And that was pretty hilarious. I don't know how she was staying on her feet, because she was wobbling this way, and then she'd wobble back that way, and then it was no surprise that when chicken had to have been good, man. It was
good. I mean, Fred was unbelievable on the grill. Let me just tell you, the food was phenomenal. So I don't blame her. I guess I'll say that.
And let's just say that chicken's so good it make you twerk. So yeah, I mean, that's it. You twerk if you're gonna twerk for some chicken, But yeah, it was a great time. And if you can get a tailgate and then you can come to the after tailgate and experience somebody twerking for chicken, I mean, shit, go to another tailgate where that's happening.
Yeah, no. So that, and then, then the night got calmer. We were all, there was still a group of us. We went out to dinner, and then we went home. And so the night you think would have been nice, and, there wouldn't be anything. So we get home, and Kelly, it was just Kelly and I in the place, and so we each had our own room. So, go to bed and da-da-da. And it was like 11 or something. And I felt like I slept for hours, but I ended up waking up like 12:30 or something. And I just happened to have my phone next to me. And I just, you glance over and, the Twitter things were going crazy from the videos that we posted and stuff. So you just kind of check those out. Then I saw a text message from Kelly. And I was like, man, what the hell is he texting me? He goes, hey, Mike, I don't want you to be alarmed, but if you walk out, there's someone sleeping on our couch. One of our guys missed his flight, so I felt bad. So I gave him our address, said, hey, you come back here. We got a couch for you to sleep on. That's the kind of fan, that's the kind of Cowboys Nation family we are. When someone's in need, Kelly was kind enough to give him the couch. All I could imagine, though, is me if I didn't get that text or didn't look at it and walked out there and saw
seeing just a random guy on the couch. Yeah. It's my. I've met up with him before. It's my boy Brandon. He's from New Orleans, and after the tailgate, he had met up with somebody from the Cowboys Cave tailgate, and the young lady that was a little intoxicated, and he wanted to make sure that she got home, and so he waited till her Uber got there. Even though he had a flight to catch, because he was a soldier. He flew in and flew out the same day, but he didn't fly out the same day.
Yeah, no,
because by the time he got to the airport, he missed his flight. And I had been checking in with him, asking him if he made his flight. He did not make his flight. So rather than him stay the night in an airport or have to spend a bunch of money on a hotel, I told him, I said, hey, look, me and Mike, we got an Airbnb back here. I sent him the directions on how to get there. I said, hey, man, you can come back to the Airbnb and crash on the couch if you want, save you some money. So he texted me, and I told him, I have my phone on. You'll just have to call me. I'm gonna have to go out to the gate. So I had to go out to the gate. I figured out that little key fob did open the gate.
Work, yeah.
He was able to open the gate. He came in, got him in the house, and it was about 12 or so. But then I texted Mike and said, hey, just so you don't freak out, because I figured, I'm like, if Mike walks out in the morning, there's some dude on the couch. What the fuck? What happened? Who are you? But yeah, look, that's how we take care. That's how we take care of our people. You know what I mean? He missed his flight. I'm not gonna let the guy stay at the airport. I'm like, hey, come on back to the Airbnb. Got a place you can crash on the couch. I could have sent him into your room and said, it's a queen size bed. There's room for two. Just go in there and snuggle up next to Mike and see what happens. But I don't know. It was a really fun time. He made his flight the next day, got back to New Orleans, and man, I'll tell you what, it was a long day for me, just because I was the only one out of everybody that didn't book an early flight out. I booked a late flight out, so I didn't even get back in till damn near 11 o'clock at night on Monday night, and that was it was a long day. I actually, that night I actually ended up in the ER. I was at the ER at 12:30 that night. I ended up having some type of intestinal infection that not caused by any food or any eating or anything like that.
All that alcohol should have killed it.
That's what I figured. Apparently, it's some kind of disorder that probably is going to flare back up several times in my life. It's not diverticulitis. I can't even pronounce the name of it. But I ended up in the ER and was there until 6 o'clock in the morning the next day before I got released, and had to get some pain meds. I was in some pretty severe pain, had lower abdominal pain. So yeah, unfortunately the trip was great. The end of it, however, could have been a little bit better because I had to miss an extra day of work. But that's okay. I think it was maybe, the good Lord telling me, hey, listen, you need an extra day of rest and go to the ER, stay up till 6 in the morning. But I slept the entire next day. I didn't wake up till probably around 4 or 5 o'clock the next day. So I was out of it, and I got my rest. I'm feeling much better now. Still don't have the appetite back, but hey, I've got great memories, and I've recovered, and I'm ready to do it all over again. Yeah. It's going to be another year before we can do it, but let me tell you what.
We need to recoup a little bit, but
we need to recoup a little bit.
Yeah, but we definitely going to do it again, and I think we can get even. I think it'll be even bigger.
I think we should definitely get an extra tailgate spot next to us next time, so that we got two side by side, maybe even a third spot to set up 3 spots. But yeah, we're definitely going to have to get an extra spot or 2 for us. But yeah, we will be ready the next time.
We'll be ready, which means is we're going to need some help. And we're going to need some volunteers to come out there as early as we did and help some other spots. So that's the catch for Cowboys Nation, is there's only so many of us, but it was awesome, man. We definitely want to do it again, and again, it was so much fun. I don't think I've laughed and just had that much fun with a group. And again, it's people that none of us really met each other. Some
No.
of them had, of course, but
Yeah.
there was a lot of people there we met for the first time, and it was just, again, it was like we've known each other for 5 years, and I think that's the cool thing, is the welcoming, family atmosphere. I think that we all have, and especially being Cowboy fans, that bond you have is good. So it was fun, man. And it was like Monday. I don't know, Kelly, you probably bet. Like Monday, I had to do the show with Jimmy. Not have, but I wanted to do the show with Jimmy, and we talked a little bit. But I didn't even know what I was saying half the time. I'll be honest with you. I don't even remember doing the show. I was so tired. And today I was working, and it got to be the end of the day, and I felt like I was dozing off while I was working, and I was like, oh man, I'm going to crash. But thankfully I took a nap before this show, and I was like, man, I got to make sure I'm ready. And then Eugene had called and said he was going to be on, and I know if Eugene's on, he's going to get me amped up, and he'll get me woke up real quick.
Yeah, well, we're definitely, it's never too early to start the recruitment process of recruiting helpers for the next. And yeah, Mikey, I think
Mike will be next year. He'd be like 20, so he's almost there.
I think you got an insider to the tailgate, my man. I think you got an insider to the tailgate. So we're going to be ready to do that again next year. But we're going to be recruiting some volunteers to come out there and give us some help. And
because I think one thing we learned from Paul and the hard hitters, like I said, they do the phenomenal. But he said they have a schedule, so you have shifts. So we're going to create a shift board for like a 2-hour block or something like that for each person. It's a team effort. If you want to go bigger, I mean, we could get one spot, we'd be fine. But I tell you, it got a little crammed, and it would have been nice to have 2 or 3 spots. And I got a feeling, as we continue to grow and kind of, with the support of Cowboys Nation, we might triple our size, next year.
I think so. And I think with those extra spots, we'll definitely be able to use those. But yeah, we'll definitely not be giving away the tailgate spot this next time. We'll keep the tailgate spot. We'll keep it open for anybody that doesn't have tickets, because there were several people that were at that tailgate that didn't have tickets. So
I didn't know. I would have.
So next time we'll just let them hang out there if they want, and maybe next year we can. Maybe it'll be one of those deals where somebody that's there in Dallas, if they want to offer up a TV to bring out there, we might be able to have a TV, and then and so we're going to figure some things out. It will continue to grow. It was also, as well as a good time, it was also a learning process for us. We're able to learn some things about the layout, how it works, when to be there, and what to bring next time. Probably, me and Fred talked about it, probably an extra table. Bringing the food back and forth from the grill. That was kind of a thing. So we'd have a table by the grill that we can put all the food on. But we definitely learned some things. But I'm telling you.
So you're saying that Mark better get his garage cleaned out?
Mark, you better get your garage cleaned out. But listen, I do know that we've had a couple other people. I know, and that we've had a couple other people that have reached out and talked to us about, hey, they've offered up their, garages and stuff to say, hey, we'll help store some stuff as well too. And like Dustin said here, except for the windstorm that shattered our neighbor's TV.
Oh, what about that? Yeah.
That was also, we had a gust of wind that came out of nowhere and lifted a bunch of people's tents right up off the ground. It shattered our little tailgate neighbor, shattered their TV. The Cowboys cave tailgate tent stayed in place. We didn't even have it anchored down. That sucker stayed in place. Didn't go nowhere. We got lucky there that it didn't go flying away. But I like to think it was just because we were, everybody there we were holding it down.
Well, I think it was you and I said, I was talking to someone. I think it was you. I think you said, hey, should we just leave this up when we go in? And then that thing happened. Like, I guess.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take it down. Let's take it down. But yeah, it was fun. Everybody had a good time. It's fun time. Everybody got home safe. No no drama, no nothing, man. Just nothing but good vibes and a good time for everybody that was involved. So
and we like converting other fans to Cowboy fans, so that's always good, especially if they're young. I don't want to convert no grown man or something like that to be a Cowboys fan. That's bandwagon. But if there's kids to be Cowboy fans, we always got to get that next generation. So
that's right. That's right.
yeah. So anyway, it was a blast. I hope, like I said, I know everyone messages. I know everyone had a great time, and it's awesome. That's the nervousness, at least for me, and I'm sure Kelly felt the same way. As we kind of advertised this, and we kind of did all this, but not knowing what to expect, and will there be 5 people there? Would it just be me, Kelly, and Fred, and a couple?
Yeah.
It's like you don't know, what'll happen, but the turnout was phenomenal. The generosity to ensure that a lot of the expense that we put out was covered with the food and the tents and all the tables and the grill. We had to buy coolers. We're flying there with nothing, so we went in blind with everything. So it definitely was a big help, and we're definitely going to do it again. So.
And I just want to do. I know that there was a lot of people, that that Mark talked about at the beginning of the show. There's a lot of people that donated, money on the spot. There's people that sent us money. A gentleman, I do not have his name, but on Twitter it goes by It's a Dog Life. But him, and he sent me a picture of his son. They sent over $100, and this gentleman here is a Cowboys fan from the UK. Doesn't live here, didn't come to the tailgate, but long time fan, and he just was appreciative of mine and Mike's presence on social media, what we do with Cowboys, how we represent the team and everything. Sent $100 donation, him and his son Callum, and so I just kind of wanted to give him a shout out. Obviously everybody, you all deserve credits, pats on the back, everybody. It was truly grateful. I just think it's extra awesome when we get people that are from the other side of the pond, as they call it over there in the UK, that wanted to, contribute to that as well. And for, that they said that they love our passion over here, for the Cowboys, and as well as all of the fans. They wanted to be able to contribute to that tailgate. So thank you. Special thanks to our friends over the seas, man. That's pretty awesome. And Fred said, send me his info contact. I'd like to send him a cut. So I'm sure he would definitely appreciate that. I will get that info for you and send it over to. But again, thanks to everybody who contributed in every way. We couldn't have made this happen without you, Fred. The work that you did on the grill was absolutely tremendous. 3.5 hours out there, man, busting your ass in the sun and sweating and everything. It's amazing. Just everything that everybody did, man. The outpouring of support was truly touching, humbling. But yeah, we're going to continue to grow this thing, and it'll continue to grow. We can't grow this without you guys. And so we appreciate everything that each and every one of you does, as well as tuning in, liking, sharing, subscribing. Keep continuing that. We'll keep continuing to bring the fire and bring the interviews and the passion. And we look forward to interacting with you guys, man. We love it.
Yeah.
So,
and Ethan, thank you. Super chat, $5. See you next year. Love you guys. And yeah, that's what it's all about. And that's, I always get uncomfortable when people do that, but we do appreciate it. It goes into the show. Anything that we get always goes back into the channel. Maybe upgrading video or something like that. We help each other out. But no, sincerely, it's huge thanks. I did find his name. That's why I wasn't ignoring you. I was kind of looking. Matthew Pulliam. He just reached out to me out of the blue on Saturdays, like, "Hey man, I got a couple extra tickets for the rally day. You want them?" And it worked perfectly because Mark and I, we had breakfast. We had nothing else to do for about 5 hours, so we were able to go out there and have a good time. So big thanks to to him, and again to everybody. I signed my first autograph at the tailgate. I signed a jersey. So someone who wasn't even in the tailgate, but I invited him in. He came and hung out, but he had me sign a jersey. So that was kind of cool. Some schlub like me getting that. I was almost embarrassed. I was like, "Man, you sure you want me to ruin that jersey? I don't want to do that." But he was appreciative of everything that that the show does and that we do. So it's definitely a cool thing. So we can't thank you enough. Now the Love Fest is over. We got to whoop some ass come Sunday, because we cannot allow this shit to. And I think this team is too good. I think mentally we're too strong to allow a team like Arizona to beat us. So I don't think it's going to happen. So score predictions. as we end the show. Kelly, you were right there with the Jets. You missed it by just a smidge. So what are you thinking?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to let you go first this time because what you said last week, me and Mike were really, really close. You were close too. Me and Mike were both very close. We're both a point or two away on either side of it. And so we wanted to make sure. I said, Mike's like, hey, I don't want people to think I'm piggyback. So I'm going to let you go first with your score prediction, and then I'll go ahead and hit you with mine.
Yeah, and you guys hit us with your scores in the chat as we're wrapping up. We'd love to see it. But I think Dallas, again, defense dominates. I think the offense is really going to open up. Michael Gallup, the hungry guy, hungry player of the week. I think this is a Michael Gallup game. I think Dallas wins 37-6.
Oh, I fucking love it, man. We're right there. I swear to God, this is, what we should do. Okay, our next show, what I want to do,
write it down
on a piece of paper and put it so that nobody thinks. But I promise you guys, I've had this in my head here for a while. I'm going 38-3. We are both right in there again. Next week for next week's show, when we do the wrap up, we do the score prediction. I'm gonna write my score down. Mike, you can write yours down. We'll put it on a piece of paper. We'll hold them up. But I'm right there, man. I'm 38-3 is my final score prediction. I think the Cardinals get a late field goal. Or probably in that, I say late, they'll be going for touchdowns, but it'll probably be like around the third quarter. I say they'll get maybe a field goal. I'm thinking sometime in the second half to kind of get things going. But I think this Cowboys team is way too talented.
I'm surprised some people got them giving up 2 touchdowns.
I don't see them scoring a touchdown at all. I don't think this Cowboys defense is going to allow them to score a touchdown. I just don't see it. I just don't see anything from that Cardinals team. I think this defense is way overpowering. You see what the Giants did to them. The Giants were able to come back from, what was that, 18 points down that they rallied against. I mean, look, that Giants offense, if they can rally and score, and come back from 18 down, I pity to think what this Dallas Cowboys offense is going to do to them, and then what our defense is going to do. So it's going to be another blowout.
Yeah.
But again, the good teams blow out the bad teams.
Yeah. No, that's what they're supposed to do.
And this is one of the other things that makes me confident about this team is that in years past, a lot of the times this Cowboys team, you saw them play down to their competition.
Yeah.
Through 2 games, still very early, but through 2 games, this team has yet to play down to their competition.
Yeah.
They played 2 teams, and while those teams, yes, they may be inferior to the Cowboys. Obviously, they are inferior to the Cowboys because the Cowboys beat that ass. But we did what good teams, what the elite teams, what the great teams do to bad teams. Left no doubt and put our foots on their neck and just, all gas, no brakes. So that's what they're going to do to the Cardinals this week, man. And Falcon's going to be at the game. Sideline passes.
Yeah.
He's going to be there, so he'll be able to see it in person. He'll get to see that ass whooping in person. So that'll be good, man. Make sure you take pictures and post them on Twitter. We'll be looking for them.
I'd love to see that. That's a stadium I'd like to go to. But that's a cool experience, and that's something. And to top it off, I tweeted about it. I wanted DeMarcus Lawrence signed helmet in a giveaway that they do for the season, a monthly giveaway. And it's funny because Mark and I'm stalling because we're 8 minutes away from 2 hours, and that'd be like kind of a record. What do you think? So no, I'm just so Mark, he messaged me one time, said, "Hey man, you ever win these things?" And so I was like, "No, man, but I do it every month." And I did it. The next month I won. And I sent it to Mark. I said, "Hey, look at this." And he sent it back. He said something like, "Yeah, I never win those things." He didn't even see my name that I was the winner. That's what I was trying to say. Look, man, I finally won. And so it was kind of cool. So I wanted DeMarcus Lawrence, mini helmet that I got a spot right over there for it in my case. So that'll be cool. So that was, that was the start of the weekend. So it was awesome. And then, we handle this business and we go back to New England. But the Giants are playing San Francisco Thursday. Barkley's out. Do you give them any prayer, or do you think no?
No, I think the 49ers will probably pummel them pretty good. I don't think they'll beat them as bad as we did, and I think the Giants, score, a couple touchdowns. I think they might get, they might get 13, 14 points on the board, I think maybe, but it won't be close. I think San Francisco will probably roll up close to 40 points on them, and something like that. San Francisco's got 2. I just don't see New York being able to hang in there. I mean, I'd like to see the Giants hang in that game. The 31-17, I could see that happening for sure. I'd like to see the Giants hang in that game, though. It'd be nice to see them give San Francisco, keep it a close game, maybe a 1-score game. That'd be pretty nice if you saw something like that, because it just anytime. The thing is, anytime now that the New York Giants win or the New York Jets win from here on out, that just validates our, what is that? They got strength of schedule, your strength of schedule, and they got that a lot in college football. Talk about your opponent strength of schedule and whatnot. So, look, when I look at our strength of schedule, I judge it against other teams in the NFC East. Obviously, the NFC East is off to another gangbuster start. Got 3 teams in the NFC East that's undefeated. Us, the Eagles, and the Commanders. You got the Giants sitting there at 1-1. We're the only team, only division in all of football right now that doesn't have a team with a losing record. I get it. It's only 2 weeks in, but still, it's something. It's a start. And from a division that used to be called the NFC least, we're definitely not that anymore. There's some teams that are going to definitely be right there and running. And, and if the Commanders keep up the way that they've been going, they might take the Giants' spot as that other team from the NFC East that makes the playoffs this year. It could be 3 teams in the playoffs again.
I thought they'd be ahead of the Giants. And, hey, we got you guys left in the chat. We're going to be wrapping up in the next few minutes. Hit that like. Hit the little thumbs up. All you guys right now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, man. Do us a solid.
Thumb it up.
Hit the like button every time. It helps the algorithm. It helps people see us more. It helps people let them know, because it's crazy. We got 40,000 followers on Twitter between the two of us. We've got probably combined, we're like 60,000, 70,000 combined, followers. But YouTube's different. YouTube's hard to get the word out. So anytime you guys hit that like button, it definitely does it. And also Sunday, if Kelly gets his ass up, I'm back to go. I'm doing a Sunday morning show. Got a little preview. We're gonna talk some Cowboys game day. Maybe be an early morning before all the other stuff.
I think I might. Listen. I know I've said it before. I think I actually might be able to do it this. I'm celebrating my son's birthday. He turned 16 today.
Yes,
I brought him home dinner from his favorite spot for dinner tonight. But we're gonna do a little something on Saturday. So it won't be a late night for the bachelor kid. I'll be spending time with my son and doing something with him. So I'll call it an early night, set my alarm, get up, make me a nice Bloody Mary, and join the show on Sunday morning to give it a little wrap up. But like Mike said, guys, if I don't see you liking it, I'm gonna come and break your thumbs. I'm gonna
we'll
break
send
right
Eugene
off.
Lockhart.
We're gonna send Eugene Lockhart because he's hungry, and we need some likes on this chat. We need the likes on the chat.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Definitely, anything you could do, it always helps. But I'm gonna look at that Discord, because we could share like this. The cool thing with this platform we have, there's like 10 different things we could share on, but I don't know all of them, man. I just I know YouTube, so that's the one we've always done. But yeah, so we'll be live. At least I will. If Kelly's up, he'll be live. What I really want to turn the Sunday into is a call in. I want to talk. I want to. What your guys' thoughts on the games and things like that. So hopefully, if you guys do join on Sunday, don't be nervous. And then we all met each other. A lot of us, you see, we're all cool dudes. Just pick up the phone and call and be part of the show, because I think that's ultimately what I'd love a Sunday show to be. Is more we're all just talking rather than chatting. And just kind of getting some thoughts in the game. So I'll have the phones open and ready, and we'll, maybe we'll have a few people pop it in here and there just to kind of talk about the game. But hopefully, Kelly, you'll be up. Hopefully,
absolutely, guys. We're shooting for it. Gonna set that alarm clock.
Yeah. So all right. Well, we're close enough to 2 hours. We're gonna say we did 2 hours. That's we're trying to compete with Knicks. I don't know if we'll ever get to that level, but this is it's been a lot of fun, man. We had Eugene, we did the reminisce. Uncle Cheech came in, he gave his picks, and I mean, this was a pretty damn good show.
Yeah, it was jam packed. We had Eugene with a special guest, and you had Uncle Cheech make you guys a little what is the word, Mike? Scuttle. There you go.
That's what you gotta get.
You guys are gonna make yourself some money if you listen to Cheech and you're some gamblers. So, and then you got a little breakdown. We got some score predictions. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on Sunday. You guys come tune in and join Sunday morning. It's always, it's going to be
and you don't have to call. We're going to have the streaming on, so you can join in the stream where you just pop right in and make sure you're dressed. Make sure you're, I don't want to see no one in their underwear. I don't want to be looking like walking in like I saw Eugene. I want you guys to be dressed and prepared if you're coming on the show. So, I don't want to look like the guy in the airport either. That's how I felt. Someone tagged us in that, and I was like, I did feel like that walking through the airport.
And let me just say one thing before we get out of here. Yeah. I seen Mikey said he might make an appearance on the show. Well, listen, me and Mike might have to make an appearance on you guys' show, because I was telling him the other day, you guys invited the Ringers. We're both 2-0. We both have wins over. I got a win over 2 of the panelists on the show here. With beat Vince already, took him out the first week. Second week I had what was it? Is it Joe? Is that the other guy, Joe? I think that I beat, or Vargas.
Oh, Vargas? Jason Vargas. Yeah,
Jason Vargas. So I got Jason. Sorry, I don't know. I said Joe. I didn't have it in front of me. Close and then I think I've got Danny this week, I believe. I'm going up against Danny. So I could be 3-0. I could have 3. And Mikey, I'm coming for you. A clean sweep of the panel, my friend.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. And it was funny. Danny he's the lone guy. He's the one they make fun of, right? Because it's all younger people. And Danny, they say you don't know nothing. Danny's 2-0. So, the old crew, the veterans, are all undefeated in this league. So, you don't think I didn't bring that up on the show Tuesday. Don't think I didn't tell everyone at work, about that as well. So I've got I've got a good game. I think I've got a pretty good game this week. I forgot who I'm going up against. I think I'm going up against Troy. That might be a bye week. Never mind. I apologize. Troy, I think, is 0-2. I think I played Troy. Maybe I do. So.
All right. Well, anyway. Either way, we're sitting there and we're one at a time. We're just checking the boxes there, Mike. Checking the boxes. So we got good matchups this weekend, man. And, my only thing here, man, I could really get this thing rolling if Jordan Love might pull his thumb out of his ass and start playing some actual football, because I drafted him in almost all. I've like 5 of my fantasy leagues. He's my quarterback, and I'm about to give up on him. I'm about ready to throw in the towel on Jordan Love and have to get somebody else. So we'll see. But
check it out. But a lot of waiver wires, guys. If you didn't see the show Tuesday, check it out. They talked a lot about these running backs, a lot of stuff going on. But
there's a lot of movement. Cam Akers got traded today to the Minnesota Vikings. Kareem Hunt got picked up by Cleveland today. There's a lot of changes, a lot of shifting going around. We've talked about that running back position. It is a hard position to play in the NFL. You're already starting to see the injuries pile up. Saquon Barkley's down with a sprained ankle, so I think he's going to be out, not going to be active on Thursday. It's too short of a turnaround, so you'll have Breida in there. But a lot of things, a lot of shakeups in the NFL in only 2 weeks. So, you guys, if you're into fantasy football, make sure you turn into that show, too. These guys got some good stuff. I mean, outside of the Vince guy, who's a little bit of a loose cannon, but outside of that, these guys got a good show, man. So you guys tune in and show them some support if you're into fantasy football.
They're entertaining. I just saw Stars We Are just popped in. But, hey, just shout out to them. They came in. Tom Landry, Jimmy Johnson, Apex Jacket. I still don't know how my man stayed in that the whole time. He had to have been heated up.
I feel like when he took that starter jacket off and he took off his shirt, that it was just drenched in sweat. I mean, because it was pretty hot out there that day. And I mean, I got to give it to him. Tom Landry in the full suit, the fedora. Jimmy Johnson with the starter jacket on and the headphones. I mean, they were definitely committed, dedicated to it. It was awesome, though. I love to see it, man. We took a picture with them. They were great out there at the tailgate. So that was great to see that. But that's pretty good. So
all right, well, we finished. We got over 2 hours. So guys, make sure hit that like, subscribe, share. All that good stuff. Hope to see you guys. Like I said, Sunday, we will be there. So make sure there's one last comment from Sweat on the Ankles and Toes. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Make sure you guys check us out, and we will definitely see you next time. If we don't see you Sunday, let's go Cowboys and let's get this win. Let's get that beat down. I gotta update some videos, so I'm gonna work on that this weekend. We'll see you.
The Eagles get ready, because you might not like it, but you will learn to love it, because we are the best thing going today. Now, can you?